Welcome traders and welcome to all of my students in this mentoring session. As always, we'll be doing the weekly sectoral analysis with a top-down approach. And first I'll be starting with Nifty and then we'll be going ahead with Nifty, Bank Nifty, private banks and so on till the mid-cap index, all right? And I guess all of you by now know that I have a habit of, writing down my analysis, all the points over here. So even this time I have wrote all of my points on analysis over here and I'll start sharing with you right away. So first thing which I can see by looking at Nifty is that this is a good news that we are trading above this Fibonacci extension. We can see this is the 161.80% Fibonacci extension, which is at 15,506. We are way above that in the monthly time frame. In the weekly chart, yes, we had little bit of concerns last week. I did share that we had this negative divergence, so possibly slowing down of the rally, momentum coming down could happen. And what we did see that next couple of weeks we saw sort of red candles, all right, and momentum was very, very slow, and that's what happened, and that's what was expected actually. But the good thing is this week on completion, we have been able to surpass this particular level, which is at 15,900. In futures also, I think when I'm writing my Nifty short-term view in Nifty futures, 15,900, 15,950, these two levels were the resistance. Out of one, which is on 15,900 has been easily surpassed. And seeing at the candles also and seeing at the RSI overall, I can see this trend line breakout in RSI. It seems that with time, maybe not today, then maybe tomorrow, maybe if not tomorrow, then maybe day after tomorrow, with time, slowly and steadily, the consolidation seems to be coming to an end. And hopefully if the rally continues in very short term, I think we could test 16,000 levels, maybe 16,080 and even 16,100 levels, all right? So overall trend in Nifty seems to be bullish. Now, when we talk about Bank Nifty, I think people who follow me on Twitter, I had posted that what is the main reason due to which we are not able to surpass. The main reason is this particular resistance. You can see this is the weekly chart and this is the weekly chart of Bank Nifty spot, not the future. In the future, the level is 36,000 to 36,500. This entire band actually is providing a stiff resistance, and that is the reason why the entire banking index is consolidation since how many weeks? Just see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Almost since 2 months, the banking index is sideways despite of it being in a very strong uptrend. So the reason is this particular resistance. Once I think market starts closing above this particular level in terms of spot, we can see it is at 36,133. So in round figure, I will take it as 36,150 and maybe slightly on the higher side, 36,650. Once I think we surpass this in terms of closing basis, hopefully prices will inch higher and we'll probably test this particular level, which is around 37,000, 37,700. But first, don't be extremely excited. And first, let's surpass this particular level, 36,150 and 36,650 in spot. All right. But overall trend, yes, it continues to be bullish. Now, if I go to the private banks are looking even more powerful. And if you see, if I just go back to the Bank Nifty chart, this is the Bank Nifty chart, and this is the private bank chart. Both of them look very, very similar. And same story is over here. Same story. I think in the banking index, the retracement level was 78.6. And over here, we are just above the resistance level. But I think we need to surpass this recent high, which is at somewhere around at 18,868. If we surpass this on closing basis, I think prices will inch higher. And in terms of stocks, my picks are, I'll share with you a couple of stocks which I personally like. One is ICICI Bank. This could be one of the leaders if the trend continues higher. HDFC Bank, I had shared positive view on this itself on Twitter. It has not performed till now, but still it continues to be an uptrend. And one more which I can see is Axis Bank. So keep watching these charts. You might find something interesting. ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, and Axis Bank. Now PSU banks have taken a step back. In my previous weekly analysis, I had shared that we do have a breakout above the trend line, but out of 10 times, 40 to 50% of the times price does retrace. It comes back and tests the trend line to see how much strength is there in that particular breakout. What we can see in the daily chart is absolutely fine. Prices have come down and they are retesting the trend line. But I also mentioned one thing, that in the monthly chart, we do have this sort of resistance. If you are not able to see it, I'll just show it to you with this particular price range. Now I hope this is clear. You can see this particular resistance. So prices are not able to surpass this particular consolidation zone in the monthly time frame, which is very, very important. If you check in the weekly chart, my friends, price is trying to close, or maybe it has closed below the trend line. But you know, there is a habit of price to just dip below the trend line and suddenly bounce. So with a pinch of salt, we should wait. Hopefully by next week, we'll understand what is happening. Is the price going to go further deep down? If that happens, be very, very careful. If you're long in your positions in the PSU banking sector, especially the SBI, keep trailing your stop losses. And if your stop loss is trailing, stop losses get hit, kindly come out of that particular stock. Now CNX metals. Now I have been maintaining a very clear stance on this particular index that I'm not interested to initiate any new positional buys. Positional buys means 1 to 4 months or 1 to 6 months time frame trade. I'm not interested that even right now. All right. But yes, I was mentioning every now and then that this particular index is in a basically downtrending channel, and somewhere over here it started going up. You can see there is a channel breakout, and generally when these channel breakouts happen, price does travel equivalent to the length of this particular channel. So you can see 5300 and 4800. So we will see that much of price is traveling on the higher side. And if you want to measure it with Fibonacci, you'll be able to do that too. So we are already near this particular retracement level, which is the 100% mark. Once we close above this thing, which is the 54.18, in round figures it is 54.20, 54.30, then I think we'll be going higher towards somewhere around 55.50 in Nifty metal. Stocks to keep watch on are Tata Steel. Tata Steel has whole and soul been the leader of this pack. You can see how nicely it has outperformed. One more stock is the Hindalco Industries, which I could see today. It has came out nicely of the consolidation. Just be sure that it closes above this particular resistance. It closes above this level, chances are pretty high that we'll be seeing higher levels in the in this particular stock. But be very, very sure that I am talking only about short-term swing trades in metal pack. I am still not interested in any of the new positional trades until and unless we see a dip or maybe a consolidation in the monthly time frame. CNX Auto. I had a very clear stance of trend on this particular sector. I clearly mentioned that it is in a very strong uptrend, but it needs to close above this particular trend line. So basically we can see some sort of selling pressure has come into it. If you see the stock Maruti, it went up very nicely, but was not able to sustain over here. Even over here, it tried to get its head out, but could not sustain. You can see this inverted hammer, and this came down. The stock came down. If you see the last couple of days, the candles, if you see, they are not exactly textbook sort of hammer, but they look like a hammer, sort of. So there is some sort of support level coming over here. Just keep a watch on this stock for swing trades. All right. But one thing is for sure, that the trend in the daily chart is flat, but the trend in the weekly chart remains up. But yes, we do need to surpass above this particular trend line on closing basis in the weekly time frame and even in the daily time frame. So as of now, don't try to look for very big trades like positional trades or something. But yes, for swing trades, you can look, because we have quite a bit of distance from between 10,423 and between this trend line. So by the time the prices will come and hit over here, I think at least your first target would have come if at all your trade turns out to be a profitable one. All right. So use your common senses and trade only short term in this one. Yeah, financial sector looks extremely bullish. You can see the way it is coming out of the this price range basically. If you see the weekly chart, this particular sector has been flirting with this particular Fibonacci extension. You can see prices closing above it, coming down, closing above it, coming down. So yes, this particular level, which is 16,591, in precise level 16,600 as a round figure, has been acting, as a magnet for this particular sector. So be cautious, but yes, overall stance on this particular sector is bullish. This candle may act, I'm not saying it will, it may act as a short-term resistance. Once I think this is surpassed, I think you will see prices gliding on the higher side in the financial services sector. IT sector, I think last week when we had a mentoring session, because last week I could not do the mentoring session, I had clearly mentioned that the overall trend is now up. It was already up, but I was expecting a consolidation. But after this particular candle, I started saying that the prices will keep inching higher. We had a short-term dip, and again the prices started going higher. And if you're following me on Twitter, on any of my Facebook or Telegram channels also, then you will be seeing this 2-3 days back. I had shared a view on IT sector, that overall IT sector looks very good for swing trades. Pick your stock. I had clearly used this word, pick your stock. So overall, it's in an uptrend, and I think it has performed pretty nicely. Try to book partial profits if you have made any profits in the shorter term trades, and rest I think you can hold on with a trailing stop loss. Main thing I think over here is in the weekly and the monthly time frame, which I would like to share, because swing trades were pretty easy in this one. You can see the prices are pretty much away from a very important resistance. But the problem, my friends, is this, that RSI, the monthly RSI is at 83, 84. When have you seen this? I think not even 2006-07. So it's way back. So this is extremely overstretched price in monthly time frame. So at this level, I am not at all interested in a new positional trades. I'm very clear in my stance. Swing trades aayenge to lunga, but not interested in a new positional trade. Yes, if you are holding an older positional trade, which you have been holding from a lower level, and if you are still continue holding it with a trailing stop loss, that is absolutely fine. If it gets triggered, you can come out, but do not initiate new positional trades in this particular sector. Yeah, for swing trades, you can surely go for it. Pharma sector. Pharma sector, if you look, it looks very much strong in an uptrend. This is the monthly time frame, my friends. You can see even this base was created with a very firm candle and very bullish bell hold. Very, very strong looking chart. It's pretty much higher from the resistance, and the next resistance is even much higher. So overall, yes, trend is up. Everything seems to be fine. Only one thing which I can see over here is this. You can see this higher highs in price, but in RSI we can see lower highs over here. So this is a sort of negative divergence, and this does not signal basically that the sector will top out and it will come down, or we'll see a crash or something. But chances are that uptrend might continue, but the momentum of that uptrend will be slightly less. All right. So if you are initiating any sort of trades and options basically in this particular sector, be very, very careful, because when momentum comes down, it's not very easy to initiate trades in option especially in the pharma sector, because few of the stocks in pharma sector, they have a habit of going sideways, and in sudden one spike, the entire game is over. So be very, very careful. FMCG sector finally seems to be making a move thanks to ITC. In last few days, it has given a move. Although the candles are not very promising, but still we can see some sort of movement coming up. I think this particular level needs to be surpassed. Then maybe we could see some sort of fireworks. But trade it very, very carefully. It's a lethargic stock, especially in last few months. All right. So overall, sector looks promising. It looks bullish. If I go to the higher time frame charts, it looks extremely strong. No problem whatsoever. If you check in the weekly chart also, I think things are absolutely fine. Yes, these candles are small, but it's okay. We have seen a very good rally, and after such a decent rally, 2-3 candles, if you see small consolidation candles, it is very, very natural. Anything cannot just keep on going up every week or every day. That's absolutely not possible. So this is basically a consolidation zone. You can see this is a support somewhere over here, and this will be acting as a resistance. Once I think we surpass this level is somewhere around 36,560, 36,000, sorry, 36,650, 36,670. Basically, once this level is surpassed on closing basis for at least 1 or 2 days, I think the next rally which will come up in FMCG will be extremely, extremely huge. So just take a note of that. Mid-cap sector, I think I had shared in my previous mentoring session that start looking at this particular sector, especially for a swing trading opportunity, because I was very, very clear that it is extremely overstretched. This particular sector is extremely overstretched. The RSI is also at 79. So yes, the trend is strong. I'm not denying that, my friends. But at this level, if I would say that I want to initiate a positional trades, I would not be interested. Yes, if I'm holding from a very lower rate, it's a different thing. But at this rate, I would not be interested. But yes, I had clearly mentioned that I would like to go and initiate swing trades in this particular sector. You can see prices have hit this particular first target. If in case you're holding any swing trades in mid-cap stocks, please book at least minimum partial profits by 50% or something. The rest you can keep on holding with your trailing stop losses. Once I think this level will be surpassed, which is at 27,920 or something by closing basis, I think the next level we'll be heading is towards 28,460. All right. So I hope this analysis helped all of you. And now I'll be starting my mentoring session. I'll start taking your questions one by one, especially all the newcomers.